You know, it's honestly pretty crazy. All you gotta do is drink water, and then when the alien shows up, be like this. And then they're dead. Signs. Released in 2002, M. Night Shyamalan released a science fiction horror. So some of you might think this is not a horror film. And so I went on Twitter and did a voting system, and it literally ended in a 50-50 tie. So I was like, I don't know what to do, because I watched a movie the other day on TV actually late at night, and I was like, it's kind of a very scary movie, especially as a kid. I mean, this movie honestly scared me as a kid, because I've seen this when I was little. I grew up with this movie, so I was like, I really want to review Signs, because I want to talk about Signs. So you guys voted on Twitter and didn't really help, so I was like, screw it. And I looked up science fiction horror. So hate me if you want, I'm reviewing Signs. This film stars Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix, Rory Culkin, and Abigail Breslin, and is about a family living on a farm finds a mysterious crop circle in their fields which suggests something more frightening to come. Again, you can honestly look at this movie and just be like, it's completely science fiction, it's not horror. You can look at it as a drama. There's a lot of things you can look at this movie. But again, I really just want to talk about it because I watched it late at night, like at 1 in the morning last night. I was like, I want to talk about Signs, because as a kid, this movie fucked me up. It just did. The movie is, I love this movie. I think it is a great movie. It's one of those movies, when it's on TV and there's nothing to watch, I can watch Signs any day of the week, because it's been coming on more lately, so I've been watching a few clips there and there, but last night I sat down and watched it from beginning to end, and I own the movie anyways. So, and I know a lot of people hate M. Night Shyamalan, and a lot of people don't consider this his best movie. I actually consider this his best movie for sure. Like, I mean, The Sixth Sense is great and all. I mean, it's a great movie, but Signs leans toward me, because first things first, the performances by everyone is amazing, and I truly will say it, I will go to my grave saying it. Mel Gibson, top 3 performance in this movie, and he is fantastic, because you think this movie is an alien invasion movie, but really it's about a man losing his faith of God, Christ, and all of it, and he's rebuilding it throughout this entire movie with the signs of certain things happening. One of those signs being aliens are coming to Earth, and the movie puts off a great tone from the opening shot. The great James Newton Howard score in the beginning of this movie, the first 2 minutes, I love it. It is top 10 favorite scores ever. I love it. He calls it his James Bond opening score. I love it. It scared me as a kid. The music as a kid scared me, because it's such a great sense of evil is a-coming. You're in this movie theater, and guess what? You're about to experience a movie, and things are coming. And like I said, the performances are great. I think Mel Gibson is fantastic as the dad in this movie. Just his ability to deal with the trauma of what happened to his wife, and what he's dealing with now with his 2 children on this farm, and with all the pressure coming around, and everyone's asking for the beliefs of, hello, father. And he's like, don't call me father. And he's having to deal with this new normal. And with these aliens, they're not helping pretty much, especially in his cornfield. They're building signs. And I love how the movie's all across the world, but they focus on this one family. And the family, Abigail Breslin, who's its first performance, I'm pretty sure, she's cute. She is so freaking cute in this movie. I love her. I want to give her a hug. I want to protect her. Rory Culkin, he's fine. He's Rory Culkin. I mean, he's really good. There's a great scene at a dinner scene, which we'll get to a little bit later, but he's really good. And then my boy Joaquin Phoenix, the best actor winner, Joaquin Phoenix. He's actually really funny in this movie. He's the brother, and I really like him. He's the badass. He's actually the one that kind of saves the day, even though the daughter kind of saves the day, but he is the badass. He is the one that swings away. Now let me please talk about this directing. I honestly think M. Night, like I said, I do think this is his best movie because this is his best directing movie. Yes, he's in the movie, and yes, he's not the greatest actor. Everyone says that. I mean, it's pretty. One day when I become a director, I want to be in my movie. I want to be in there. I want to be a little Alfred Hitchcock kind of thing. Like, I want to do that. But M. Night's directing and writing, It's amazing. The writing is so good. I think the writing is great. I've heard it's very cheesy, and there is one thing we'll talk about a little bit later, but I do think the writing is great because I love how it's this complete alien invasion. Like, aliens are here, and they're fucking scary. And the cornfield scene where he sees the leg, and it's all, the crickets are cricking, and then they go silent. The sound design is perfect, and the scene where there's a monster outside my window fucked me up as a kid when he's talking to her about the dreams and his mom, and he looks out the window and then bang, just an alien on the roof. It's like, it's time to move. A truly scary, terrifying scene to me as a kid as well. Again, we haven't got to the big scene yet, but this one really got in my skin. Is the scene where Mel Gibson goes into M. Night's house, basically, and he is stuck in this cabaret. And basically, how does he find out he's in there? He grabs a knife, which is a great idea. I love that idea. He puts it under the door, and he's looking around, he can't see him, and he walks away, and the camera's just on him walking away. And it's the same shot. He comes all the way back in. He grabs a knife. He looks under. And then, and it's like, oh my god. And it's no, like, boom noise. It's just the claw coming to the camera. I love that shit. And it scared me as a fucking child. And then he grabs it, hits his head. He grabs the knife really quick. And then, boom. And then just the, oh. And you can hear the scream of the alien. It's perfect directing. It's great suspense, and it's so scary because it's like there's no sound effects. It's just I love it. And then the scene I have to talk about that scared me to death as a kid and is considered really scary today to a lot of people, and that is of course the famous news scene where Joaquin watches the newscast of the kid's birthday party of this alien in the in the jungle forest. I don't even know. It's a birthday outside, and there's an alien in the trees, and it's like shaking around, and they go in between the houses, and he's like, "Guys, see, it's behind!" And then the camera goes in, and then just the alien is in the thing. You don't see it, and then all of a sudden, the sound effect, boom, and it just walks. It's filmed so real. I think that's why it scared me, to be honest. As a kid especially, because it felt real. It looks real, and it's very, very scary. Now, of course, we gotta talk about the ending. If you haven't seen Signs, spoiler alert, yes, I can't lie, it's a little bit anticlimactic, as this whole movie, great suspenseful scenes, great directing, writing, and just amazing performances. Like, again, I love the scene where the house gets boarded up, and you hear the banging noise, and they're banging on the door, and they're walking across the house, and you can hear, and the windows, and you can see a little bit of the shadows and all that stuff. The movie is building up to a great ending. They go in the basement, they lock the doors, they're banging in, the alien grabs the kid, he goes through his asthma, and he starts grabbing him, and he prays for him, and he prays that his son lives, and then the morning comes, and you think it's over, you think the aliens have left, but there's one left, and he has Rory Coke, and he's gonna kill him, but his asthma saves him. It's a sign, and they swing away, but they swing away and hit water. Yeah, water kills these aliens. And first things first, there's water in the air. So when it landed, it should have died, technically, honestly. Yes, they do, I think in the radio they do mention that it rained and they like scurried away or whatever. So I think they do mention when it's raining. So that's not like one of those things I mean, when it rains, they should die, honestly. But it's not it just feels so anticlimactic, because M. Night is totally known for that. He's great, just set up characters and the twist, whatever. Well, this twist is a little anticlimactic, just like Glass was. And this one, it just feels so like water. And yes, it's another sign, because she's drinking water and she leaves waters everywhere, and then he hits the glass and it kills the alien, and he hits it, first person, water falls, and then kills it. Very end, the kid lives, they all live happily ever after, he becomes a preacher again. I mean, it's a happy ending, but it's a little just, I guess, anticlimactic. Overall, I think Signs is, like, really good. Like, again, I know a lot of people hate this movie, and you know what, that's fine, that's your opinion. Some of you might not even think, this is not even a horror film, why am I watching this? You can almost make an argument, it's like a drama, just a sci-fi, but I consider it a drama sci-fi horror, because again, there's a ton of suspenseful scenes, very intense scenes. As a kid, terrifying. And as I got older, there's still scenes that get under my skin. Like I said, the scenes where they're boarding up the house and they're banging on the door, that is literally terrifying. Standing in the middle of the house with silence, and all you see is the shadows in between the windows, and they're banging on the walls and doors, and it's like, that's terrifying. But overall, I truly do love Signs. I'm gonna give Signs an A. If you've never seen Signs, I highly recommend it this year for Halloween. It's a movie that, again, it's not your slasher, bloody horror film. It's a great, very suspenseful sci-fi horror film. I truly recommend it, especially for Mel Gibson's performance just alone. I mean, that's the reason you should watch it. And Joaquin Phoenix. Anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed this review, leave a comment down below. Is this movie a horror film? Let me know. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.